It's important for us as educators to redefine racism for students. Teaching students about racial socialization and how this feeds into systemic racism is important, and it's powerful, and it's vital, really, if we really want to affect change. We need to move away from seeing racism as an intentional, deliberate act. We are used to linking racism with images of the National Front, Britain First, the KKK. We strongly link racism with immorality. If this is our only understanding of racism, if these are the only links our brains make, then we're not going to get very far. Instead, we need to ensure that we teach racism as being a product of socialization. We have been socialized into racist systems and racist ways of thinking, and that is what systemic racism is. And so we have to teach our students and staff about socialization. So socialization is the process of internalizing the norms, beliefs, and ideologies of a society. Consciously or not, we are shaped by the dominant messages, discourses, and narratives that we are exposed to 24/7 through the things that we read, all aspects of the media, from the conversations we hear around us, from what we are taught or not taught in our history books, from the messages we hear about the British Empire, for example, when we sing some of our national songs. Rule Britannia comes to mind, for example. We operate within an environment that positions white people as the norm, as the ideal for humanity. And we are shaped by this process of socialization from a young age. To be white is to be beautiful, successful, trustworthy, powerful, credible, reliable, not a threat. Teaching students about this kind of racism, systemic institutional racism, will enable students to examine the world around them with a critical lens. And isn't that what we want from our students? To be curious, critical learners. It also shows us that we are all complicit. We have all been shaped by the forces of racism, by the forces of racial socialization. If you are living in this country, you have been shaped and influenced by the messages you've been presented with since birth. I think this stops us from shaming ourselves and getting stuck on those feelings of guilt. Instead, we are able to see that we have all been complicit, and now we are being afforded the opportunity to turn that big light on and to think critically.